Available on Apple or wherever you find your podcasts.
Ah, so nice of you to stop by. Come in, come in. I'm Silas Lancaster, and this is my library. Within these tomes you will find tales of monsters, both figurative and literal. Tales to make the strongest of us blanch in fear. Such stories are dangerous, and consumption must be strictly rationed. As such, I shall share but one story from my library each Thursday in October each year. Be sure to tune your wireless receiver to Storytime with Silas. Alternatively, subscribe on those podcast providers the youth seem so fond of.
Campaign 2 of Halfway to Heroes. Darker, grittier, and much more dignified than Campaign 1.
We see the Forever Storm, a 50-mile wide storm centered on the Severed Key. Though dangerous, it is vital to the survival of nearly every being in this slice of pizzazz. This source of energy is...
I forgot the name for it.
I forgot the name.
Pizzazz or pizzazz?
Pizzazz.
It sounded like he said pizzazz.
It's supposed to be Beezazz or whatever.
You know what? I f***ing knew that was going to happen.
I forgot all about it, dude.
Okay, maybe not. But either way, join us every other Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts as we start a brand new story featuring 4 monsters that have to put aside their differences if they're to stop the armies of men once and for all.
Do you like Dungeons & Dragons lore? Do you like drunk history? Well then, Lore and Pour is the show for you, where we combine the two. I'm Adam DeWeese, and I'm the host, and I bring on a cast of rotating guests, and we hang out before the show, have a few drinks, and then they are given their topic 30 minutes prior to pressing the record button, where they study up on the topic, and then we hit record, and whatever they say goes. They are treated as if they are the leading experts in the field, and I ask the questions that you never thought you needed to ask, such as, how do mind flayers go to the bathroom?
Yeah, they just go one time, and it's pee and poop, and it's green.
What's the most dangerous creature in the astral plane?
You just pinch it, you know?
Yeah.
Just...
And that whale's like, you know
They
what?
got pinchers?
Oh,
You don't
do
even
they
know
have
about
pinchers?
Find the answers to all these questions and much, much more, whether they're accurate or not, on Lore and Pour. You can find Lore and Pour on the Majesticus Network and wherever you download your podcast every other Monday right now.
Space. The final frontier.
Mayday alert. We are under attack.
Oh, blarney. I kinda gotta watch the tube for 10 seconds.
Rerouting auxiliary power to abjuration shields.
Someone get on those cannons. We've got company.
Are you looking for a Dungeons & Dragons sci-fi fantasy space adventure? Then what you are looking for is Eclipse. Join our crew every other week as we struggle to keep the galaxy safe. With Dr. Shepard, the Illithid cleric.
Space pirates. That was wild.
Ava Elkin, the human monk.
If we play our cards right, we might not be totally screwed.
Lita Nove, the ASMR bard.
We should be arriving in Amaron in about 2 hours.
Info O. Scott, the Warforged artificer.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and fire the sonic cannon here.
Kanan Vargas, the tiefling sorcerer.
Does anybody else think this is like a super aggressive move?
And I'm Jeremy Fair. I will be your dungeon master. Eclipse can be found on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere you like to get your podcasts.
So you've decided to make a new home for yourself in the retirement community of Pennycross. We're very excited to have you join us. Here in Pennycross, you can enjoy some independence in your golden years, spending time with like-minded seniors without worrying about those darn kids on your lawn. We have a wide range of rental properties available and a variety of amenities staffed by locals who are middle-aged. No need to worry about crying babies or teenagers with attitudes serving you at the pub. In addition, there are dozens of clubs, guilds, and activities to keep you feeling young at heart. Join our lawn bowling league, the puzzle club, or our renowned knitting guild. Established by Agnatha Harper nearly 200 years ago, our guild has attracted a wide range of members. We're delighted that you're making Pennycross your final home. Please ignore the ominous smoke coming from the mountain. It only started a few days ago, and I'm sure it will dissipate shortly. Welcome home, weary traveler.
Crits and Knits is a 5e actual play podcast and Twitch series. with the live streams and the podcast drops alternating every other Wednesday, starting Wednesday, February 2nd on the Majestic Goose Network, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Gerundu.
And we are the hosts of Majestic Goose's newest podcast, Dice Talk. Dice Talk is a Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop podcast that dives into the deep topics of tabletop role-playing games.
Join us as we speak with passionate content creators, podcasters, authors, and more as we discuss all manner of tabletop and geek-related content.
Dice Talk is a bi-weekly show, so we're hitting your podcatcher with brand new episodes every other week, filling your ears with exclusive interviews and conversations that you can't find anywhere else.
Every episode is a new opportunity to hear from different creators in the tabletop community and just talk about Dungeons & Dragons and any other tabletop games that have made us who we are.
Dice Talk, now on the Majestic Goose Podcast Network. Make sure you check us out and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
A Majestic Goose Podcast.
In a world where adventure awaits and danger lurks around every corner, an unlikely group of friends find themselves on the path to becoming heroes. But school will only get them halfway. Merlin, the human warlock barber guy.
Oh god, no, I gotta buff his butt! No! Can I refuse business?
Ubo, the turtle artificer.
Well, it doesn't work yet, but I'm working on it.
Ultrex, the discarded warforged paladin.
I don't eat or sleep or wear clothes, so I just sit in the corner and wait.
And Clyde, the Goliath barbarian in skinny jeans.
They're called skinny pelts, okay?
Find us on iTunes or wherever you download your podcast by searching for Halfway to Heroes.
From the city that brought you Kentucky Fried Chicken, Sluggers, and Muhammad Ali comes Roll for Weird, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. Join Philbert Fogel, Doomsday Prepper and Expert.
I mean, I'm kind of like the linchpin that's keeping everything together in the group.
Lasath, the Divine, and the Sensible.
And I still owe him my life, so I would have to end yours. It would be a mess.
Shadow, the Edgy Initiate.
I trust him with my life. I don't know if I trust him with, my bank account or my car or something like that.
Misty Charlotte Palladino, Spellslinger, and Trenchcoat Enthusiast.
But I haven't set anything on fire that I haven't meant to set on fire.
Silas Lancaster, Elderly Vampire.
There's only one Filbert. They broke the mold when they made Filbert.
And Dragonbait as the Creeper Keeper.
Silas, get back in your room!
Roll for Weird on Twitch, streaming monthly. New podcast episodes every other Friday. Available on Apple or wherever you find your podcasts.
Ah, so nice of you to stop by. Come in, come in. I'm Silas Lancaster, and this is my library. Within these tomes you will find tales of monsters, both figurative and literal. Tales to make the strongest of us blanch in fear. Such stories are dangerous, and consumption must be strictly rationed. As such, I shall share but one story from my library each Thursday in October each year. Be sure to tune your wireless receiver to Storytime with Silas. Alternatively, subscribe on those podcast providers the youth seem so fond of.
Campaign 2 of Halfway to Heroes. Darker, grittier, and much more dignified than Campaign 1.
We see the Forever Storm, a 50-mile wide storm centered on the Severed Key. Though dangerous, it is vital to the survival of nearly every being in this slice of pizzazz. This source of energy
I forgot the name for it.
I forgot the name.
Pizzazz or Bizzazz?
Pizzazz.
It sounded like he said pizzazz.
It's supposed to be bees ass or whatever.
You know what? I fucking knew that was gonna happen.
I forgot all about it, dude.
Okay, maybe not. But either way, join us every other Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts as we start a brand new story featuring 4 monsters that have to put aside their differences if they're to stop the armies of men once and for all. Do you like Dungeons & Dragons lore? Do you like drunk history? Well then lore and...
Hello, everybody! As Adam did that very quickly. Welcome back to Roll for Weird, our Monster of the Week game thing, whatever this is.
Everybody do our well-defined symbol
thing?
that we've done every single stream we've ever done.
Hooty hoo! Don't
I
go
mean,
back
clearly.
and look at that.
Hooty who?
Hooty hoo. Anyway.
Hooty what?
It has been over a month this time, but not 3 or 6 months like we normally accidentally do. But who would like to recap what happened last time?
Jeremy or Danny?
I've got notes.
If not, I can because I watched the episode today.
Bless you, my child.
You.
There wasn't a lot going on at work, and I also took some Benadryl, so it was like
I mean,
have
I always
something
take
played to keep me awake or fall asleep at my desk.
I always take the most in-depth notes.
Yeah,
I would love to hear Jeremy's
that is
notes.
But I feel like
Try
that
mine.
puts us at me in an unfair advantage. So maybe it would be
Right.
better if someone else did it.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Oh no.
I began the
So
notes with
sad.
Silas sadly numbs on a severed arm from someone in the room.
I remember that. It was so sad.
That's the first line of my notes. Samantha doesn't know anything. Apparently I have some quotes too. She thinks she's 21 when she's actually 25, 26.
You sure you didn't get my notes? These don't seem very Danny-like.
Awfully young to be an FBI agent, actually, thinking about
We
it.
explained it in the episode.
Well, it does say that Agent Manuel knew that at age 21, Sam would have been just prior to becoming an agent, so she wasn't actually an agent yet. Let's see. Agent Manuel heals Samantha, Misty heals Samantha, and she starts to feel a little bit better. They ask her why she's there. She vaguely knows about Bradford's.
That's
Is that a family name? No, it's just Bradford, isn't it?
Bradford's.
Okay.
that's
Good job on your notes.
The plural of the
Bradford,
family
West
is
Yorkshire.
Bradfords.
There's a lot of them.
Okay, so she knows about the Bradfords from her
Yes.
father's cases. Oh, okay, because we just call him Bradford because that's his last name.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Correct.
Somehow I had it in my head that his first name was Bradford. That's fine.
Bradford.
Yes.
Bradfordton.
Gilbert wants to find out if they can do any sort of brain magic. In all caps, no.
Fair.
wait.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Misty
I don't
was
remember
over
that
here
part.
like, okay, to blatantly steal an analogy, that's Spanish guitar and I'm not that.
Silas suggests mental manipulation.
Well, I mean, I would, wouldn't I?
Shadow uses a fun move to hold 3 for some prescience.
For some impressions.
Oh, prescience.
Prescience.
Yeah, you were like looking
Like,
ahead.
looking forward, yes.
I wasn't going to do his best Arnold.
That
Wow.
helps Silas. He sees that the manipulation will work, but Samantha will be in pain from it and may take some time for everything to come back. So they decide to go to a less bloody room before doing anything else. Because I forgot, this was the bloody room, which is why Silas was nomming on an arm.
Correct, yes.
The blood
There are-
feast.
There are 3
Well,
other doors besides the one we came through.
She's sat for a feast.
And yet, instead of going through a door, Shadow stabs a wall. And Black Ichor starts to seep from the wall.
I think we're starting to get very tired of all the damn doors and where they led.
That's true. We were getting tired of the doors. He stabs it again, it bleeds more, and the walls start to wiggle. Agent Manuel shoots the wall, and it looks like a flesh wound. Shadow pulls out a stick of dynamite, because why not? Silas flips over a table, we all crouch behind it. Shadow shoves the dynamite into the wound, Misty lights it. Boom, everything goes black. The smoke clears, and oh, we're in the garden. But it looks different. The trees look like they're dying, the fountain is dry and cracked, and everything looks still. We decide to deal with Samantha's memory first. Silas asks for Misty's assistance, and he nicely hypnotizes her. Nicely is in quotes there. I feel like that was important. And starts probing her mind for the blocks. He breaks through 2 of them. She looks like she's in pain. With effort, he breaks the 3rd. Samantha lunges at Misty, yelling, "You're the reason I'm here." Misty throws up a shield and avoids her. Samantha says Misty called her directly, asking for help, and that's why she showed up. And Misty points out that Samantha called her and Agent Manuel, and points out that the enemy can clearly imitate faces and voices. Samantha talked to the director. They were scared, said something was infesting their world, something about getting too close to something and connections no one expected, that they had something they can't give her yet. The group begins following the path. We get to the room with the TVs, and it's a mess. Leaning against the wall is a body dressed like the director with a giant hole in their torso, like something burst from their back. Misty notices a book under their leg, not magically trapped, handwritten, bloodstained, full of information about the spider. The last page says, "I'm too close, it's not safe," and then cuts off. And reading through it, it looks like the spider has agents inside every group that investigates monsters, including Shadow's group. Shadow flips through the book, sees Umbra, who was the interviewer at the beginning of the game, part of the Horus clan. Agent Manal recognizes Jack Braxton, the head of her department. And then the room begins to crumble. There is only one door. So they go through it and find themselves back in the house. They see a long-haired, red-eyed creature trying to come through behind them. Agent Manal tries to shoot it but misses. It grabs her by the ankle. Filbert grabs Agent Manal and pulls her back. Shadow uses his last hold to retroactively warn them, which is really cool, and slams the door before Agent Manal tries to shoot it. So she didn't shoot it because time.
Slight temporal paradox, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. The house looks worse than the last time they saw it. It looks older. Misty's car is still outside, and it looks like leaves have collected around it. Turns out it's been 3 months that they've been
that's
gone.
right.
Oh, I just remembered where the episode ended.
So Laseth appears. Oh shit! Now I just remembered too.
Yeah.
Revelations.
Laseth appears. Misty hands her the book. She recognizes several members of the council. Filbert looks through the book, but I don't have anything. I don't know if
I didn't see anybody.
Okay.
Could you imagine if I was just like Daddy Filbert?
Daddy Filbert. Daddy Filbert.
Oh, that would be amazing, actually.
Agent Manal turns her phone on, and messages just start pouring in. She decides to turn her phone off to prevent any sort of tracking, and everyone else agrees that's a good plan and turns their phones off. And they go to the bunker, and then we take a break. And then I have like 6 lines for the second half. There's some discussion about the book Laseth took from Silas. He's not angry, just disappointed. God, that's a dad feeling. Filbert has called his mother, and it is decided that she needs to be told some stuff, and Laseth freaks out, exclamation point.
Laseth was very displeased, and Misty's just over here like, "I'm sorry, my guy, but..."
They arrive. Filbert wants the others to get out first. Oh, Filbert doesn't want to go inside. His mom is not pleased.
He was in quite the sulk, wasn't he, Filbert?
They eventually get out and go into the bunker. Then the notes just say, "This conversation." and then revealed that Misty's birth was foretold, and ends on also my lawyer is Bigfoot.
Okay, let me fill in a little bit of that conversation because there was a lot.
It was just that conversation. I was busy talking, so
I know what conversation it was.
So last episode we found out that Lyseth is Filbert's grandmother.
Well, yeah.
Yes, that's
Grand
exactly
creature.
the words that were used.
Grandparent.
Grandparent, yes.
Welcome to the Granddad Club.
Which also meant that Mary found out that Lyseth is one of her parents.
Whoops.
That was a
thing. Also, let's not forget that Filbert tried to lie to his mother and say that he was on a 3-month cruise without taking anything that you would need for a cruise.
I still think it
or anything.
could have worked. I think it could have worked if these four would have backed me up just an inch.
Also,
how dumb do you think your mother is?
Also, the first text you send to her after 3 months is, "Can you make some pizza rolls? We coming home."
I forgot that.
To be fair, that was probably Shadow's fault.
No, it wasn't. It was literally Filbert. But yes, we are picking up.
Am I remembering correctly that Shadow has like an unflappable addiction to pizza rolls despite being allergic to
Yes, he is allergic to something in him. I don't remember what.
He's lactose intolerant.
Oh, cheese, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Lactose is a
Where's
pizza
the
roll.
lactose on a pizza?
Lactose intolerant, the best part of most pizzas.
Every time we brought up lactose intolerant with pizza rolls, Adam's like, "But what? Where would there be milk?"
Yeah, who's putting milk
Who
in
the
those
hell
dang
eats
things?
drinks milk with pizza?
Yeah, no one's dipping
dip
those
it.
in milk.
Oh God, no, don't.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I think we just kind of started dumping everything. I was trying to throw a bunch of different people under the bus.
Pizza and lactose intolerance. Yeah.
I was trying to get her mad at somebody other than me. I remember that.
Yeah,
I was
it didn't
like,
happen.
I was
That's
like,
mature.
that's a vampire right there, and
That's how a man handles things.
The oldest character besides Lyseth and Silas trying to shift the blame onto like the two
Kids.
younger of the group.
Yeah, Missy's just over here like, keep digging, man. Keep digging.
Anyway, so where we pick up, you all are in the bunker. Samantha had gone off to shower. Agent Manoa's upstairs making maybe pizza rolls. You don't know. She'll come back down eventually.
I hope so.
And Mary is sitting on the sofa with her head in her hands, trying to take everything in.
Figure out where she went wrong.
I think that started at birth, unfortunately, for a lot of the things that have just happened.
Wait, her birth or Filbert's?
Her birth.
Oh, okay.
And then
Also,
subsequently, then mine too. It was kind of like a reset timer.
So at conception.
I mean, was it Immaculate Conception? We don't know. We weren't there.
I'm sure it was pretty good.
Silas might have been there. Who knows? He's been around.
Was
He's been around the
my
block.
grandpa too.
No,
No.
Just a creepy observer.
Merely an observer from a closet.
Jade would have shot Silas so hard if that was the case.
We had
He
not
tried.
met. We had not met until that fateful day in the park where Filbert and I discussed the mating habits of the Bigfoot. And I must say, it was quite a steamy conversation, at least on my end.
I thought you had.
No, we met in park randomly one day. Although I suppose there cannot be any real randomness to it, given that my oldest and best friend is your grandsire.
That looks grandsire.
I don't know.
Given that the average age of this particular group is somewhere around like 7,000.
I mean, I do bring the numbers rather higher up.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway,
Shadow tanks it.
I'm merely 136.
Misty's only a little bit older than you, Shadow. I think she's like maybe a year older.
Yeah, we skew the average. We skew the
We're
curve.
way down.
I mean, how old's Filbert? Like, not that old, right?
36.
He's in his 30s. Yeah.
Literally was said last episode, like 36. He's 10 years older than Shadow and Samantha. Anyway, what you guys doing?
Waiting to see if Mary collapses
Yes,
from the shock of all of this. Like, I'm just paying attention to her.
I don't think it'd be a very good time to disclose the fact that I am a vampire either, so I'll probably just stay out of her way.
Okay.
Would you like a spot of tea, Mary?
That's such a British answer to everything.
You know what? I would like a spot of tea.
Chamomile's very calming. Have you any? In fact, I have. I'll just pop through back to my place. I'll go through the door to Silas's house. Just
So
casually.
You walk through that door.
Silas
she's
doesn't
like,
even think about it. He's feeling so awkward. He's just like, I'm going to bugger off and get some chamomile tea. And
We did
walks through the magic door to his house.
Filbert did, I believe, last episode also already tell her about that. So I think I'm pretty sure it's one of the things I threw to get Silas in trouble.
Why?
Between telling
Why?
her that and her seeing it happen.
Filbert, can you make sure that you do not put any more weird doors to
I-
other places?
Mom, I
in
did
my house?
not put that
Because
one
while-
there. I was gone when they did that one. Top of my head, can't remember where I was, but I was gone for a day or two. I come back and there's that weird magic door right there.
Do you
I
know how weird it
apologize,
was
Mary.
to find that door while you were gone for 3 months?
Oh, did you?
And
Was
then there
Mary
are
just
weird-
wandering around Silas's house?
Oh shoot! You probably
Meet the
saw some
ghost?
stuff.
Mm.
Did
There's
you
a really
meet
nice woman that
Sally,
leaves-
Susie,
Sally,
Susan,
Ida?
Megan?
Ida.
You're not
Ida.
even in the right
Ida.
area. Of
I
the
knew I
alphabet.
had
What the
some of the
hell?
letters right. Yeah, Ida. You meet Ida?
I did. She is very lovely. Why do you have this weird door that connects to another house somewhere in the world?
Oh, Silas can answer that when he's back with the tea.
It's just down the road, really.
Cool.
I
There's
really should
also-
have brought a tray. This is really rather hot. He's just carrying a teapot.
Oh, Silas, my mom had a question for you.
Why?
Yes. Why-
She just gestures to the door.
Well, I thought you
Why
might
is
like some
generally a good
tea.
question.
No. This
I
tunnel
must.
portal? What is that going to
didn't-
that other place?
In fairness, I didn't install that.
What? She turns to Filbert.
No. Hey, Silas, don't you lie to my mom. I'm
I didn't.
99% sure you put that in there.
I mean, it was kind
100%
of my
sure.
my idea, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mom. It's Shadow, the one in the corner over there,
Yeah,
munching down on the pizza rolls.
Yeah, Filbert told me don't smoke inside, but Silas doesn't mind, so I go to his house usually to do that when it's cold outside.
It's quite all right anyway, Mrs. What's your bloody
Fogel?
surname again?
Fogel.
It's been a moment. Mrs. Fogel, I must assure you that mi casa es su casa, and I would never betray a confidence and move throughout your house. This is strictly as a matter of emergency use only. And as you can see, you're in quite some emotional distress, and I thought a spot of tea is called for here. It was certainly an excuse me, I'm feeling rather throaty all of a sudden. Yes. Well, I'm burning my hands rather severely with this hot teapot. If you could
Just put it down.
it's like it's been intercepted coming through the door, like this righteous fury by Mary. Like, ow! Just put that down. Yes. Well, if you, it's just for expedience. I've never prowled through your house. Not
Well,
once.
Are you lying to Mary? Because this is very funny.
No, no, of course not. No, I've never.
Well, I will not say that I did not go through your house because I was very confused about where I was.
I don't blame you in the slightest. My house is rather confusing. You didn't. It's a good thing you must not have gone under the stairs.
I opened the door under the stairs, but
You didn't let Kenny
Kenny?
out, did you?
Kenny doesn't live under the stairs. He's got his own room.
The very sweet man has needs to see a dermatologist.
He is not sweet. He hates me, Mom.
Is quite sweet, Filbert.
Why?
I'm sweet to him. He's not sweet to me. He's mean to me.
No.
Why?
Well,
Misty just like visibly bites back the explanation. Like, nope.
It's a long story. I don't think we got time for that.
There was a misunderstanding. There was a heated exchange. It was rather unfortunate, really, on all sides.
Okay.
I had a flay part of him.
What?
Just a part.
Filbert.
I think it was a toe or a finger.
It was his chest.
It wasn't just a small part of him either.
I was close though.
And in actuality, there was no need to flay him at all. You
just needed to
rather
cut through
carried away.
You just needed to cut through one of the lines of the sigil to break. Okay.
Yeah, your son's kind of a bully.
It was a bit of misplaced overexcitement, I think. You just got a bit carried away. He was trying to help. Yes. He meant well. He meant well. He's a good boy. Strong boy. Handsome. Virile.
She just slowly turns and looks at Silas as he says that. Okay.
Congratulations, you've birthed an Adonis.
I'm just gonna very, very calmly pick up one of the couch side pillows and yeet it at Silas. Like, maybe not the time.
Okay.
Silas
so...
turns into a cloud and then rematerializes as
What the fuck?
through.
Mom, I think I told you he was a vampire like an hour ago. I think.
It's been a very instructive time.
If
I'm a
not,
nice one, though.
Silas is a vampire, but it's a nice. He's not gonna eat you or anything.
I'm a friend of your mother's.
She looks at Laceb.
No, your mother as well. We work together in the war, the three of us.
Sorry, I meant your other parent. This one.
Okay. So this is a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
And now you're saying that there are bad things coming to get me. There was mention of the whole FBI agent, but now you're like a little like, no, maybe only one or two of the FBI agents. What is happening right now? We can figure out this, and she motions to Lacey later.
Right. I think the most important thing to note is that there is an entity that shall be referred to as, well, either the Spider or Lord Jeff Fuckhead. We have used both titles. He is pursuing us. Apparently we have been thwarting his plans, and he is rather powerful. He has destroyed several other beings of great power, and we are afraid that because of your connection to both Filbert and myself, you might be a target.
There also might be some cults after us. I don't know. And maybe some
perhaps
angels.
FBI agents. Oh, yes. The other divine seem to be problematic as well.
Monsters, FBI, angels, and cults. Nothing we can't handle, though. I mean,
Yes,
individually, we've handled them all a little bit.
Indeed,
So as long as they don't team up, I think we should be good.
Well, and it's not the entire FBI agent and all of the divine and all it's agents within them.
Right.
And maybe a dentist. We stole from a dentist once.
Oh, shoot. I forgot. Oh, my goodness. He could charge my HSA.
I actually don't think you actually stole from him. You just kind of showed up in his office because you were trying to find things.
I got
like
busted
other
and I had to...
places.
Some bizarre individual
it's
owns a
fuzzy.
roller skating rink.
Well, we stole their time. We never canceled the appointment.
Chewing gum in my goddamn skate town.
Skate Town got a collection call. And a cancellation fee.
Yes. Very irate skate town.
Oh my
Irate
God.
town.
So what do we need to do?
Well, there's the question.
Yeah, we've really just started figuring out how big the problem is. And Mr. will glance at her watch like 2 hours ago.
I should probably call
Okay.
Harry. He'll probably know what to do.
Not sure that your lawyer would be the most informed in this situation. Silas, how defensible is your home?
I mean, as defensible as any Victorian sort of pile it could be considered. Certainly the oubliette is ultimately defensible. It's only accessible at my will. So if we were to put Mary in there, perhaps with some supplies.
But that is
No,
what I
no.
was thinking, perhaps to
No,
protect
no.
her. Just for a short time.
You'd be quite safe.
So what happens if you die?
If we die, then whatever killed us will kill you and probably the entire world.
Well, no. But okay, let's say you die in the process of killing the thing and I'm just in the oubliette. Specifically you, if you're the only one that can let things in and out.
Mrs. Fogel, I think we can perhaps devise something of a key that would allow you to circumvent the usual rules and freely enter and exit the oubliette. It will not be a work of insignificant magical use, but I think we can probably do it between myself, Shadow, and Misty. I think we can come up with some sort of solution to let you in and out. And then should the worst happen, at least you'll not be trapped under my stairs.
Okay.
But you would be safe in the meantime.
Yes. Imagine it like going camping in a bank vault.
But more comfortable.
But infinitely more comfortable. We'll bring some couches in there for you, a television perhaps.
And less money.
Perhaps Miss Ida can visit? Is that possible?
Miss Ida can go in. She might also have difficulty leaving, but then again, I think she'll be quite all right with that. It's just you don't want the boy in there.
And I don't know that she'd be too comfortable with Kenny. Just
Kenny, I think, would be, if he's willing, of more use to us on the outside. In any case,
indeed, yes.
He's not without resource.
Doesn't Filbert have a dad? Where's Filbert's dad?
No, don't get Gary down.
He's at the figgery.
No, he's upstairs.
Yes,
we don't have to put him in the oubliette.
I don't know if anyone's going to care about him.
He's.
I'm just saying he's not. He's not birthed from a divine or anything, though.
Well, no, but he's still related to you and could be used as leverage.
If Lord Jeff Fuckhead had your father, would you not move heaven and earth to retrieve him?
Yeah,
no, he's
all right. Well, I just really don't want to have the same conversation we just had with my dad, because I'm gonna have to relive
conversation with your dad. I will take care of that.
Just lie to him.
Should we include Shadow's father in the group visiting the oubliette?
Can we even get a hold of him?
How big is the oubliette? What are we talking about?
It is
vast,
infinite.
Yeah, I thought it was like infinite.
It's absolutely vast. I have yet to find the edge in any direction.
I picture it like the room from, I believe it's Supernatural. I forget if it's like Purgatory or what, but it's literally just like black everywhere.
Yes.
Like you just are standing there and you just can't see anything. And if you walk 1,000 miles, we wouldn't be.
The solid ground is a complete abstraction within the oubliette. It exists because you want it to. You can walk on whatever level you like, essentially. It's kind of like a free-form MC Escher painting. Imagine
like
that. You can
that.
just walk on any surface as you so wish. It's quite
I
liberating. You might feel a little bit queasy at first, but after you've got used to moving around in 3 dimensions, you'll find that it's it becomes second nature. It's rather fun. It's like floating almost.
Okay.
But we could certainly set up an area for you with a rug.
Yes, we'll
to have a
we have
floor.
rug and some furniture, and we'll try and
Some
make things as
lamps.
conventional as possible for you. I'm sure we can get.
It's like that scene from The Labyrinth, but with less David Bowie.
Yes.
Damn.
You remind me of the man.
My mom.
It's just a feathery haircut.
Feathery haircut. It's the mullet. So the thing is,
do
you guys need help?
Almost certainly.
I'm sure.
True enough.
But I don't know if I mean, you mean from you and Dad?
Sure.
Why'd you laugh when you said that, Filbert?
I've never seen either of them shoot a gun before or anything.
No, but I have some of my mother's stuff in the attic. Maybe some of that could be helpful.
Yes, I think we'd all like to have a good rummage through your mother's stuff.
Very much so.
Quite happy to look through her items. It's been some time.
To the loft.
Which means that your mom's about as helpful as you are, Filbert.
I at least have a shotgun.
Ouch.
Your mom knows how to wield a shotgun. Come on.
Shotguns aren't hard, they're just loud.
You point, you shoot.
Yeah, but my mom
don't
doesn't
give yourself
have
so
a
much
shotgun.
credit, Filbert.
Who bought your shotguns? I feel like it was.
I
your
was with
mother.
my paycheck. I mean,
my allowance.
With my allowance.
My monthly fig allowance.
Okay. I guess I can go upstairs and get the boxes.
oh, we could all just go up there. I've never been in the loft before. I kind of want to see it now.
How have you never been in the loft of your own
It's
I'm
hot
house?
up
allowed to
there.
be up there.
Oh.
And I'm not allowed to be up there. I wasn't going to say that, Mom. Thanks for that. I was just going to say it's hot up there, but
he's not supposed to.
Oh.
Do we have to? I mean, attics are kind of spooky.
that too.
I just look at Shadow completely deadpan. Just like, cool.
Mine is more of an office for us because of the figgy fogles.
So I love that it's like a real nice finished attic with it's into an office, and I'm just
You're
not
not
allowed
allowed
up
in.
there.
You also can't be trusted with tape.
How do you do the IT stuff if you're not allowed into the office where the IT things are?
I just on my
the
PC down
laptop.
here. I run the whole
In the
website,
bunker.
everything.
Cool.
For all those online fig orders.
Do you
Hey,
want
we're on
help
DoorDash
carrying
now.
things?
That's
Sure.
right.
Do
People
you want
need
help
them.
carrying things down, or we can all go up there and have a rummage without shifting things?
Sure.
Which one? There were two options
sorry.
there.
That's
Pick
the
your
Benadryl.
poison.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, I know. We carry everything halfway down the stairs and we rummage in the kitchen.
No, we can go up. I don't think that should be a problem.
Take advantage, Filbert. It's the one
I
time
know.
you get to go
I'm
in there.
excited.
She doesn't. Not him. No, just
You guys just shout down the cool pull down stairs. What you find?
so you all go traipsing up the stairs.
Yeah.
Well, not all of us.
I'll stay in the
Not Filbert.
kitchen.
No, you
Not
don't have to
Filbert.
stay in the kitchen. She was kidding. I was kidding. Whatever. Whoever I am right now. Filbert's
Well,
mom,
That's the
DB.
question.
You walk past Agent Minot in a apron cooking stuff for people.
I feel like she's probably doing stuff in the kitchen. She is making some sort of elaborate snack.
like a charcuterie board.
DB,
Yeah,
you know
chopping
you're not
things
supposed
up.
to take like
Whip-
10
whipping up a-
Benadryls, right?
No, I
Whipping
took
it-
one. Leave me alone.
Whipping up a quick meat-pie.
But she was probably like
Exactly.
stress
Some
cooking.
extremely complicated pastries.
Look, I stress bake. I'm sure she stress bakes too.
And you
Yeah.
haven't seen Samantha. Your hot water is probably gone by now.
Handmade pizza rolls.
There we go.
Sybil.
Marinara sauce from scratch.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Mary's not gonna have any other kind of food in the house because
She
Agent
used all
Minot
of
has
it.
made everything. Okay, so you guys go up the stairs, walk past the kitchen, find the stairs to the attic, and she pulls the stairs down before taking you up into her office. She looks at Filbert and goes, "Give me a hand with this," and you get to have to move a desk to get to a little door.
How little are we talking? Like, how little of a door are we talking?
It's one of those the secret kind of doors that people have sometimes in their house.
Like a crawl space kind of door?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Door. Okay.
I didn't know if I was should be picturing one of those, or like I've got a little cat door cut into my thing that has a little doorknob and you can open it. It's really fucking cute, and I didn't know if it was like
No.
one of those where none of us would fit into it.
No.
For the attic cat.
The attic cat.
For the attic cat.
It's really angry. Doesn't like being in the attic.
On the inside of the door, you see that there are different symbols and whatnot. Just things that look like they were protected, like protection symbols. And she starts pulling out 3 boxes.
Are the protections active?
Looks like they might be, yeah.
I very carefully make sure that I don't touch them because I never met her. She wouldn't know me.
They're warded to just keep Filbert out.
And this is when we find out that Mary has been the secret professional this whole time.
Or Filbert has demon blood.
Someone has to be.
¿Por qué no las dos?
Hey,
We haven't seen his father.
El Diablo.
Hey guys, what is that?
We've only heard about him. He might not even exist.
No, me and somebody else. He pointed a gun at us.
Yeah.
I forget who was
What's
with me during that.
Oh,
but-
that was in the apocalypse world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
That was
alternate.
in the
Oh,
alternate
that's
reality.
true. So we haven't seen
so
Real
it was
World
just,
Daddy.
It was just Filbert and a random person in that game.
Oh yeah,
Every
yeah,
time
yeah,
you look
yeah,
at
yeah. So it wasn't
Filbert's
even.
dad's
So
face,
none of
it's
these
just
people
shadow.
have. Yep.
Yeah, no one has met Filbert's dad except for Filbert.
And hopefully his mother.
Theoretically. What were you saying before, Filbert? You were asking
I was
something?
Hey, any of you guys know what those? You guys see those markings, right? Like, is that?
Yeah, they're wording sigils.
I didn't put them there.
Well,
One of you guys put them there?
mm-mm.
Nope. That's it.
Could have
Shadow.
been your mom or your grandma or something.
How
I mean,
would? Well,
you don't have to keep degrading her. Like, she's right here and she seems to know about this stuff a little bit, Filbert.
now you're speaking real loud. Now she's gonna know I'm over here talking about.
This is a
her.
beautiful office, Mary.
Thank you.
Yes, you've really made optimal use of the space. The skylight in particular is wonderful. You must
It is
admit.
nice. It is nice up here. It's really.
I do want to
nice.
try to get a read on the sigils. This isn't D&D, but what kind of magic is it?
Yeah. So looking at them, Layseth would definitely know. These were symbols that you actually taught to Jane and Mary a long time ago. It was something that was kind of in Mary's childhood room that you had done as a way to keep her safe, but she never knew what it really was. You just kind of were like, oh, it kept the monsters away but they really were monsters. But you little kids get scared kind of situation. You never wanted to scare Mary, but you were like, oh no, these will help. For some reason, Mary has carried that on into her adulthood, it looks like. And yeah. But you know that they are accurate too. Like apparently she had never forgotten them.
What are they? Are they carved or are they written or painted?
They are carved into that door. The ones that you had done before were painted, obviously, because like they were to not look spooky, but these are definitely carved into the wood so that they can't be like easily disturbed.
Lyseth is going to reach out and just sort of trace over the lines of one of them and look over at Mary. You remembered.
Yes, I did. And apparently they were for a reason and not just fun little things that you made up.
Well, they did keep the monsters away.
Yeah, now that I know that is a real thing, maybe we put these on other places in the house.
Do they affect Silas?
Ooh. So it's not affecting you just being in the room. Because she is pulling the boxes out of this like little cubby, basically. But you think that it would keep you from opening that door.
I'm just going to test it just to see, overhearing this conversation, but trying not to be intrusive. But just pop in and just sort of wave my hand in the open door and see if it sort of bounces off or whatever.
It doesn't bounce off because the door is opened. So your hand can pass through because it's not blocking that.
Okay. So as long as the door is actually open, I can still pass through it.
Yes.
But I won't. I'll go close the door and just to demonstrate that it's like.
Yeah, you cannot open it.
Yeah, these definitely work. Yeah.
Misty's quietly very impressed that someone who apparently had no magic was able to put that kind of power into these things.
I mean, that is impressive.
No magic. This is a child of magic. So like her not knowing that she has magic,
consciously not doing it.
Yeah.
Oh God, she's literally a like celestial sorcerer.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you're no slouch yourself in that department, Misty.
I mean, but I've known about it for most of my life.
Yes, it's true. Although I suspect, much like your mother and grandmother, you would probably have manifested powers without even realizing in your very, very young youth. It seems to have grown more and more concentrated as the time of reckoning has approached.
Yeah.
Culminating in yourself. You're by far the most powerful sorceress of my bloodline.
I wonder if I had a daughter, if it would be more powerful after this reckoning, if she would be more powerful, or if it would stop because it isn't needed anymore.
That is a question for a brave new world with rid of the
spider
intrusion of Lord Jeff Fuckhead. Yes.
But Mary pulls out 3 boxes. They're wooden boxes, because she wanted to keep them in something that was more durable than cardboard.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty good sized boxes. She struggles a little bit to get them out, but she definitely sets them aside. And there is everything from clothing to old weapons that Jane had. There's even a jewelry box along with a handful of journals.
Lyseth reaches for the jewelry box.
Okay. Mary doesn't stop you.
What's inside of it?
You open it up and you see that it has a ring at one point that you had given Jane, but it also has the feather that you had given her. It doesn't look like anybody had tried to get the feather from this door.
I'm glad you kept these.
It also has the medical arm bracelet that Jane had. You would also see a little like stack of old photos from years ago that you haven't seen in forever, showing the whole group that you all were a part of.
Silas, look at this.
My goodness. I
You
haven't
were
thought
so
about.
dapper.
Oh no. I mean, you as always have been radiant, but goodness me, so much younger then. So that's so much more human. I haven't thought about the gang for quite some years, really. I think I've tried to forget. Some of those memories are so raw, even now.
It's quite true. They were good people.
Yes,
Sad we're the only ones remaining.
yes, it is. Sorry, that's Filbert, not Filbert, Silas. I'm Silas. You're Filbert. No,
Yeah, I'm still.
So
Yeah.
Silas, I didn't even mean to involve you, Filbert. Sorry. Silas reaches out and just gently squeezes Lysa's hand in a sort of gesture of platonic solidarity to absent friends. Anyway.
What did you say? Because we didn't hear it.
What did I say?
For Danny.
No, Danny.
Oh, and those still present.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all we saw was lip movements, and I was like,
sorry.
Is this like a Twilight thing and Filbert like imprinted on, and Silas imprinted on Filbert like all these years ago when he was born or something?
Also known as the worst part of Twilight, and there's
literally
a lot
the
of
worst. You could just
say Austin is the worst.
A lot of contention for that role.
I don't like that at all.
no, so no, because
The book was written about Silas.
No, because
Fuck, maybe Silas wrote
my
that
feelings
book.
about.
It's a ghost
I've made my
writer.
feelings about Twilight and how nonsensical it is many times over.
I do think I recall Silas specifically saying how much he hated those books.
Well, I mean, if he didn't put so much goddamn effort into his skincare, they wouldn't have had the sparkling shit in there at all.
Look, just because I slather myself in shea butter doesn't mean that I'm, any less of a vampire.
I got covered in glitter one time.
It was a crafting thing. I was trying to make a birthday card.
You're making a music video for David Bowie.
Missy's gonna pick up the journals and
Mr.
start
Boney Vampire Man.
and start gently flipping through them.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specific?
I think I would be looking for anything around the time that this group would have been active, and anything that looks or sounds familiar to what we're dealing with now.
Okay.
With possibly any anything that she knew that Jane knew that the others might not have known or don't think is important for any reason.
Okay. You're going to be flipping for a little bit, so give me a little bit of time to think.
That's fine.
Because you picked up one journal. Actually, roll for me. Just roll a d6 for me.
1.
You pick up the first journal. Are you starting at the beginning?
Yeah, just to get a sense for what dates this starts on.
This journal starts when Jane is very young. And it talks about how her father has gotten into debt with some very bad people. And to basically protect her family, she went to work for those people. When she went to work for them, this is when she found out that monsters were real. Not in human beings that are that have monstrous tendencies, but actual monsters. Some of them were a part of this mafia, basically. And she talks about how scared she is. She is very young, like 13, 14 at this point. And it's years ago. So like, but she went to work and it all started there. And then as you're flipping, you see that she is accepted and loved by this group that she basically joined to protect her family. And that she talks about how she sends money back to her mother to keep their lives still going the best she can, while also paying off her father's debts.
That's what Daddy likes.
Years go on. She then gets she then meets, I believe Layseth is the first person she really meets in the group. And they start being friends and then start working together, and she meets Silas and the rest of the group. There are sketches of these people in this book as well. A lot of it is personal to her life. But there is one thing that catches your eye, and it is a strange man came to talk to the boss today. He seemed more power hungry than what others before him have. The boss blew him off, but he threatened that he would be back. There's something off about him. I didn't catch a name. I wasn't even supposed to be there. But it doesn't mention that she ever mentioned it to anybody in the group.
Interesting.
Yeah. She does give out a description. It is a very similar description to what you guys have seen of the spider. But from there, it mentions him a few times again, but he never actually does anything to the group. Probably because the way she talks about this particular mob is that they are a very powerful group of not individuals, a very powerful group that isn't usually fucked with.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that being the case, I'm going to then start looking to see, is this group still alive and active? And if not, what happened to it?
So Layseth would know that Jane left this group sort of when they started the equivalent of dating. Yeah, for one thing, it was the time of the period where being gay was not acceptable. And they used to give her a hard time about, not dating anybody. And she's like, if I date anybody, then I'd have to leave you guys, kind of situation.
Sure.
You don't know. They may have accepted her because they were also just not people that were accepted in everyday life anyway. But she kept that very close to the vest because she didn't know how people would react to it.
Sure.
When she found out that she was pregnant is when she finally was like, hey, I've done my time. They were very accepting of it. Which usually is not a thing when you leave
a mafia
organized crime. But she had basically grown up with them, so it was very much like watching a child kind of leave the nest. Layseth, I can't remember. Did you go to Jane's funeral?
Not visibly.
Okay. When the funeral happened, you would have seen the majority of that group had shown up to honor her. But you don't know if they're still around.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mainly because it wasn't in Louisville either.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not everything weird happens in Louisville.
No, as we've proven as you guys have driven across states and whatnot. What?
I was just remembering the time we took an ocean liner, 2 ocean liners. We went to Brazil to resolve that mystery.
That must have been Laces because I haven't gotten there in the editing yet.
No, it was a joke.
I'm sorry. I was like, wait a minute. She has. Oh, go ahead.
What's the group called? Or does she just call it like the family or whatever?
She does talk about a man named Charles Mackey, who had been the boss at that time. And they were basically the Mackey family, basically, is what they had been known as.
I feel like it may just be a coincidence, but I'm sure that we've heard the surname Mackey in convention in connection to a previous episode of our lives. I may be misremembering.
Wait a minute.
In real life, there's a bar somewhere in southern Ohio that's like supposed to be super haunted. That's Mackey.
No.
And I'm wondering, is this or is this a made up Mackey? Okay, it's a made up Mackey.
No, for in a previous episode, I'm certain. I think it's probably been one of those times when I've just put you on the spot and asked, as like, what's so and so's surname, and you've said Mackey.
That would be very funny. No correlation.
It's a different Mackey. We don't have to worry about it then.
I didn't suspect that there was, but it rang a bell really vividly for some reason.
What we need to do is gather every NPC name that I have ever made so that we can know if I pulled Mackey out of my ass twice.
Oh, it was Bobby Mackey's bar, not Charles Mackey. Okay.
Thank you for answering a question nobody asked.
My brain asked it.
Adam on the Google machine again. Dirty dudes.
He got on that goddamn Twitter machine and he's doing all kinds of tweets and Googles, and I don't know what the hell he's doing. Chewing gum, probably.
You dumb piece of shit.
Sorry. Please take control.
I don't know how you would be able to look up an organized crime family like that unless they've been notorious. You know what I mean?
Sure. That's the sort of thing where you start like pulling on threads and being like, you know, if it was a magical crime boss or a group of monsters, it does not seem unreasonable to me that someone in like the clan of Horus would know about it, for example.
If only we knew a borderline psychotic mafia don and his goblin adopted son. If only
we knew them. If only you knew them.
If only we knew them. Sadly, we do not have that connection.
Regrettable. But yeah, I'll bring that over to Layseth and Silas and show them the information about the family and be like, apparently Jane had a run-in or had met the spider and like show them the description. I guess she never mentioned for any reason, but it sounds like he was being held at bay by these people.
Now, I have to say, I'm not particularly familiar. I've heard rumblings before, but I couldn't tell you they're called the bastards, and they live over there. I couldn't give you any of that. I tell you who might. Someone who's lived close to the streets for a number of years, a native of these lands, of these shores, unlike myself, lives in